I am probably gonna go ahead and start. Welcome to BGSU, and I hope everyone had a good drive this morning. Yes, so I clear all the snow for you guys to come here. Anyway, my name is Jake Lee. I'm the Department Chair of Computer Science. Like I said about a couple of minutes ago, I can talk about this four, I don't know, AI plus X all day long. It is very unique that it is the very unique program, not only within BGSU, it's actually the first approach that we do in the entire nation. So we are very excited, and then I think, I'm not saying it because it's our program, it's just that how the world is changing. I think we really need to think about, for students, to think about their career in a way, in this rapidly changing technology-based field world, how we're gonna adapt it to it. So AI plus X. Traditionally, the artificial intelligence, AI, has been computer science responsibility. Many of the AI algorithm, AI methods, I would say 80–90% of them were actually originally developed by computer scientists. I've been in that area too. We have had a lot of students working on that too. I will actually give a couple of examples as well. But the world is changing. How is it changing? How is it changing?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. It has changed quite a bit, yes? It has changed not only for you guys to do the homework, yes? But also it has changed a lot of other things. One thing that needs to be really considered here is that how are we going to use those AI tools available out there for whatever purpose that we have. In a way, it is very meaningful, and also we use the tools as responsible way, so that we are not just copy and paste someone else's work and we don't learn anything. So we actually approach this AI in different angles than any other the other institutions that have considered the AI, where the AI degree has become its own degree program from mostly computer science domain. But we actually look at this X. I think you never heard of a degree name that has a plus X in it. Yes? It is very unique in a way. We are merging AI with the other secondary disciplines so that student knows the foundational knowledge in AI and then be able to apply and then solve the problem in secondary domain. I actually think that will be the future job. Whatever the job we'll get, people will have to learn it. So let me tell you a couple of things. Everybody, like someone says, ChatGPT is changing our life big time. It is making my life very, very positive way, in my opinion. At the same time, there are things that we need to consider. But the one thing that we need to consider first is that, this generative AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, all these things, there are probably dozens to 20 of them these days that are pretty popular. 97% of the organizations are expected to use some sort of generative AI in their work environment. Not just programmer doing the coding. Everything else will be somehow connected with the generative AI. Many oftentimes, for example, applying for a job application, we submit the resume. AI is reviewing the first batch in order to filter out that are more qualified for the position, for example. 2.5 times faster skills in AI exposed jobs are, AI exposed jobs are changing more than 2.5 times faster than any others. This was actually the number from last year, so I think the number this year will be actually faster. It is rapidly changing. If you don't know how to use AI, you may not get the job that you would have gotten traditionally these days. And then AI literacy is increasingly required across all the disciplines. You were interested about history and AI. I will go over some examples of the other domains. Literally everywhere, But people actually have not recognized that computer science was sort of playing AI role in the past, but it was so technical, it was so difficult to approach. But now AI, with the generative AI, we can actually communicate with the AI in a reasonable way. If I ask something, it will actually spit out something that I can actually understand. Not only that, I can actually use it for my work. So the AI literacy is very important these days, because if we don't use it responsibly, it will cause more problem than solving the problem too. So AI is not waiting. Many leaders have taken a lot of initiative so that their organization is moving along with the AI. While doing so, they actually have found out that domain knowledge is really important. Before, computer scientists working with a solar physicist together to solve a problem. I do that too. That's actually my example. I analyze cellular images of the sun with a solar physicist. But now, at that time, I just need to know my area, computer science area, pretty well in order to help them. Now it's actually changing. I need to understand the domain, the solar physics area a little more in order for me to fully utilize all the functionality that's available through the AI. And then, we found out that we believe that our student needs both the technical knowledge in the AI and then the domain-specific knowledge, which will bring together the career advantage when they are looking for a job. Because when you guys are coming here, by the time you graduate 4 or 5 years, there will be a lot of other things, new things coming up, right? So we need to make sure that students can actually do those things. It's a little bit small font here because by coming here, actually you are learning new things. We are actually expanding the X options. This bachelor degree AI plus X is the first in the nation. So all the other programs are focusing on technical side of the AI. We actually brought on the scope of the AI degree into the other disciplines. So AI reflects our commitment to prepare students for the future work, where their ability to integrate AI with domain-specific knowledge is the essential one. They actually have to have that skill set in order to do whatever field they are in. Personally, I think it has a secondary advantage. If you actually know how to apply, but given that you know the foundational knowledge in AI, you actually know how to apply the AI skill set into the different domain. As long as you went through the one process, you can actually apply the same mechanism into different fields. So you might be working for a HR office, utilizing your AI skill set in the HR. Now, 3 years down the road, I don't like the work with the human resources. I'm going to change it to more of, I can't think of any other job because all my head is computer science job. But let's say I want to work in retail or even a museum. So you can actually apply, I believe that we can actually apply the same principle into that new domain. So in the pamphlet that I handed out, there are only 6 X domains, but we actually are expanding, starting from this fall, we'll have 10 options. AI plus art, AI plus journalism, AI plus mathematics, public relations, economics, history, manufacturing, physics, computer science, and education. I'm going to go over briefly about each of them. But the idea here is that BGSU offering a variety of the X options where the student can mainly gain the knowledge of the AI and then be able to apply into different subdomains.
Is the X limited to those, or if there's another major not listed, would that also be a possibility with the AI plus X?
Good question.
For example, cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity is no,
Okay.
But it will be this 10 for now. In the couple of years down the road, we might actually expand and see how the students are doing it. Let me tell you a couple of things. When they go through this AIX Plus program, we make sure the student can do these 5 things at the time of their graduation. Number 1, analyze and solve AI problems. I'm saying AI problems, but it's not actually just AI-related problem. It's whatever the other problem They're solving it using the AI skills that they gain. The second one is design and build AI solution. Again, same thing. It's not really creating AI solution. Most of the time it could, but it's actually creating a solution for the problem that's happening in the other domain. And then we need to make sure that they can communicate effectively in professional AI context. Because if I'm talking with, say, for a job interview, if I cannot communicate with a potential employer in a way, I can actually, present that I know enough about AI, it's actually a bad thing. But also, if we are collaborating with others, you need to be able to talk about what you know, because the other side could be a whole lot of different words that they're talking about. So you need to be able to talk about it. And then apply ethical, legal, and societal judgment in AI practice. This is very important because once we are using it, we are responsible on how we use it. If we are building a system, like traditional AI ethical problem is, if we build an AI that does the autonomous car driving, it drives itself, and then the AI has to make a decision in a case, if I go straight, the only way that I could go, I'm gonna kill these two people. But if I turn my handle, I'm gonna go fall into the cliff, and then I die. What would the AI should, be the action for it? Yes? From there to all over the place, there are a lot of things that we need to consider. Throughout our curriculum, we actually talk about these things. And then most importantly, we need to collaborate and then lead the team projects. Because I think that's how we're gonna change into. It's not the separate majors that's gonna survive. For the students who actually has the broader scope of knowledge across multiple disciplines, at the same time have the AI foundational knowledge, I think they are the one who will survive. So let me talk about, if we enter this door, we're gonna talk about the curriculum. So the AI plus X, about 70 to 75% of the curriculum is fluency in AI. We want to make sure the student understand not only the background, knowledge in AI, but also some technical components of AI, because we have to know those things in order to utilize those AI tools efficiently. Like even ChatGPT, there is a prompt engineering too, in order to figure out what kind of question we need to specify in order for us to get the output that we want. But at the same time, if we actually know how the ChatGPT works in the background, we can actually use it in many different ways. So 70 to 75% is fluency in AI, and then the other 25 to 30% is the other domain X. So that people gain the knowledge into these disciplines so that they can actually apply these AI knowledge into the field. First part of the AI is AI core. There has to be some Python basic programming skill so that students know how to utilize the tools more efficiently. Not just typing in ChatGPT into the code. We can actually have first of all, we can actually have the AI write the code for us and then be able to use the ChatGPT on the background. Yes.
Is there a certain way for like a fail-safe? Like, because I know like ChatGPT, Gemini, and all those, sometimes they got the hallucinogens and the bias of writing programs themselves that could give you the wrong answers.
Correct.
So put in the code, we asking it to write the code, like you still got to go over it all anyway, in order to make sure it's legit, or?
That's one of the reasons why human is still needed. The hallucination effect is there in the AI that we use these days. How are we gonna really trust them? How do we really inquire the right information for us to get the accurate information is what we need to consider. I'll go back to that in a second, maybe on the later one. But in this ethical and the societal issues, we actually look at those things too. Student will be asked to ask a question that will potentially give hallucination result, and then we see what the effect of it, how we're gonna actually judge, how we're gonna correct them. Those are all discussed in at least this course. I think some of this course there too. We also have elective within AI. So this is one portion of, one group is examination of the AI. What's the effect of AI in our society, basically. And then application is how we apply. So these courses are not all computer science. Most of them, except one or two, most of them are all the other courses on campus. Robotics, writing class education, advertisement, history. They have, BGSU already have built the curriculum that are utilizing AI into their curriculum. So those will count as elective for the AI major. And then at the end, they will also need to have an internship / co-op or research experience. And then we'll also have a capstone project. In the capstone project, we really try to bring the real world project from outside external entity. The capstone project is managed by our CS department. So we bring real world application where students have to utilize all the skills that they gain in the AI, and then all the skills that they gain in terms of how to apply to build a solution, or they come up with a solution at the end in the capstone project. And then the 25 to 30% is domain X. So student can choose one of these domains. I'm gonna go over each domain in a second. So we started with this 6 domain last year, actually this academic year. First one, of course, I'm actually a computer scientist who are in the field of artificial intelligence. Many people do not actually do this in fully, 100% way, but the way that we work on the programming code has changed significantly. We don't need to write a code per se. We need to understand it, and then we need to make sure that we understand what the requirements are, how do we fix the error, how do we make sure our code are secure using the AI as a tool. IBM just has announced that they are not going to hire the entry-level people to do the coding. There will be more person-focused entry-level people with a computer science background. So it's changing rapidly. Before, if I creating a software took me like a 6 months to a year, I can actually finish that within less than a week these days. So people have become very efficient. Now, you actually have to know what you are doing in order to build the proper software. When you are developing like a web browser, for example, you use Chrome, Edges, Safari, those things. If you don't have a secure code, hackers can come in easily. Yes. It looks like it's working, AI code is working, but if we don't know what we need to tell the AI to create the code, there could be a problem. AI plus computer science, AI plus history. Like I said, all these, the plus X components are 25% to 30%. So history, I was actually amazed with when I was talking with the Department Chair of History, how the AI can change their study and then their workforce need big time. Because if, let's say, I don't know whether you've been to the local Meyer here, across 75, they have an old picture of BG. Assuming that you have those old picture of somewhere, and then ask ChatGPT to tell me what this picture is from, It will actually, AI will do really realistic, almost 80 to 90% accurate analysis of those pictures. So we actually have collected pictures from 1970, 1980, 1700, 1800, 1900 pictures from all documents. And then we plug that in, and then AI will say, probably this picture was from 1800 at this location, and then it's happening this. So instead of people, if we can manage 10 to 20 photos like that, but if there are 100 images, 100,000 of images, there is no way the human can actually do the manual processing. Yes? AI will become very powerful. All documents, if it's very old, we can really see what's actually written. Yes? Because it's faded out and those things. AI is trying to recover that much faster than the human can do. Journalism. We work with the journalism and the PR department very closely. But if we are talking about news, in terms of fact checking, in terms of all kinds of things that journalists have to do before they write a story, AI has become like their number one tool these days. If you don't know how to use AI, it will be very difficult to get a job as a journalist these days. Mathematics. I mean, it seems like we are playing with the numbers, why the AI matters here. But many oftentimes doing optimization, like a resource distribution. How are we going to put the resources around, in order to make sure that we serve whatever we need. Like, I really hate that when I go to Costco and there's not many people at the checkout, then I have to wait long line. But if they do really good analysis of those things, AI will say, hey, you need to put in more people at the counter so that flow will be quicker. Same thing in all the business domains, mathematical background, BG is a small city, but if you go to big city, they have a lot of public transportations. How are we going to make sure that it's being optimized to serve all the people at a certain time point? They do all the calculation on the backside, it's actually mathematical operations. Physics. This is actually my favorite. You watch the Avengers? Very last one, when the Tony Stark come up with the time machine, what does it do at his house? He actually says, is it Jarvis? It actually says, changing this eigenvalue x, y, z, and then run the simulation. That's the perfect example of the, using AI doing the physics system simulation. Not that we're gonna get to that point now. We can't really create a time machines, but that's a great example of how we can use AI in order to do the, physical system simulation. Public relations. This is, when we actually do, say, something happened in my kid's high school. He goes to high school here. If kids' social media will say a lot of stuff before even news comes out. So AI can actually analyze social media feed in order to see if there's a disaster happening, if there is an earthquake happening before the news comes out. People will use social media. AI can automatically actually do those analysis to bring our attention, and then we can actually act on it. Now, these 4 are not officially out there yet. It's starting in fall, so people don't know. But AI plus art is starting. So if you think about art, it should be the main thing will be humans, creativity is there. Why is AI doing the thing? It will look at our creation of the art from different view, how we create the art. Still, the human aspect is the core, but it will have significant impact. Like creating a song these days. Like the musicians will create their own stuff, and then they're using those devices, they actually change a lot of things. They add features, right? Same thing from there, AI will help them to create their own creative art at the end using the art. Economics, prediction of the market trend. This is a pretty good one. AI will be really, really good at doing this kind of thing. If a policy, for example, another example is if we change a policy, what will be the effect of that? If policy can be changed to A, policy can change to B, policy can be changed to C. What will be the effect of that given, this and that? And businesses can actually figure out, should I really focus on, cybersecurity aspects of our company, or should I put it more on the marketing? Should I put it more on? They can have a lot of analysis done automatically using the AI. See, education, we are in the field of education. Kids, the number one difficulty that we have in the classroom is everybody has different background. Everybody has different skill set. How do we create an adaptive learning system for students with a various background, can follow through the coursework? AI is going to play a significant role in there. BGSU already is using a lot of AI tools into our curriculum, so that not only the student but also the faculty are using it to better serve the students in the classroom. Manufacturing is one of the popular ones because everybody asking me to create a program for this. There are a lot of manufacturing companies nearby. How do we utilize the AI has become endless discussion for the last 3-4 years. If I give you an example, say, for a manufacturing company, they create something like this, yes? So it goes into pipe, on the conveyor belt, and then we can actually examine, whether there's a crack on it, or there's something else in it, something the shape has been molded. So instead of human actually visualize, looking at it and then make a decision, AI system can tell us, hey, there's a defect here. You need to replace it with something else. AI can do a lot of those things in the manufacturing companies, the field of manufacturing. So this new degree AI plus X, I want to emphasize that it's not a training tool. It's not that we are training how the student can use a ChatGPT in a more efficient way. That's actually, you can actually learn it by yourself, in my opinion. My son is sophomore in high school. He knows how to use it because he has seen me how I use it big time. So he knows how to use it very efficiently. But is that the really main goal of this degree? No. We want the student to be adaptable thinker. Based on the AI skills that they gain, or not only the practical stuff, theory as well, they can actually be able to apply their skill set into different fields, different problems, in a very, very efficient way. So we hope that students can actually do that in a responsible way too. That's why we created the AI plus X degree program. So this program, I think it's all about opportunities. Students being able to learn things in a very different way, not the traditional way, but use those tools to solve a problem in a responsible way, and then which will have a huge impact on our daily life. So that's kind of the overall, I guess, description of the AIX program at BGSU. Maybe I can take some questions. I still have a couple more minutes left. Yes.
AI economics, is that more for like the fintech industry?
Is that more?
For the fintech industry?
Yes and no. It's not limited to just there. So they will gain, foundational knowledge in economics. And then within economics, there are subdomains too. So they have quite a bit of elective they can choose from in order to gain knowledge within subdomain within economics. But again, they gain the basic knowledge in that domain, and then using the AI, they're gonna try to apply to it.
Is that analyzing the data, like it's on the data? Would that be the?
Sometimes analyzing data. Many of the time it could be analyzing data, but it could be open to many other things. If we are designing a organization structure, what is more cost-effective way to do it? Sort of, there's a data analysis component in it, but it will actually do overall prediction. So even if I'm a scientist doing a research in one of the field of AI, if I ask other AI which direction I should be studying in the future, it will actually tell me something that's pretty useful. Not that I'm gonna do it that way, but it tells me really useful information that I did not think of it before. Yes?
So will any of the classes touch on issues such as being able to verify if something is AI or not? It's getting better and better, and so images and video could have the power of taking down economies and countries. So how are you addressing that?
That's all part of it. Some portion of it is not actually part of this degree program. I think what you are talking about is more on technical side. Yeah. Some of the traditional computer scientists, we call it data scientists these days, will actually study those. Think about the autonomous car. Autonomous car is reading the recognizing the scenario, the surroundings using the pictures, the photos, videos it's taking. What if we hack into the system and then say, even though there is a person in there, we'll fool the car so that there's no person in there, then the car will drive through, yes? Those things are being studied all over the place in a very high level technical side. My student had to work on it somewhere along that line too. But it is actually chicken and egg problem too. We need to do it well in order to survive this, but they are also getting the benefit of when we do better, they get better. So we have to consider all those things very well. So I think people, not just those doing technology side, heavy technique side, AI plus X student, we need to really recognize what those problems are. Sometimes they will not make a good decision, but how do we really avoid trying to limit those making those decisions is one of the studies that we do in AI plus X. Before I take more questions, I'll be also talking about computer science and software engineering in this room at noon, in 15 minutes later. After this, I'll take the people who are interested in cybersecurity into our cybersecurity lab. But any other question about AI plus X?
Yeah.
Yes.
I know the program's fairly new, but it's also, like you mentioned, the first in the nation. Have you gotten any, from like bigger companies, like inquiring about you guys, like future students?
Right. We have an advisory board within our sector, our department within computer science. Business has a lot of advisory board, which are all industry, like CIO, CEO type people. Our engineering college also has those. They are all asking for this because they realize that if they don't act late, if they don't act now and then wait on making the decision, they're going to fall behind. Some companies are already feeling that they are falling behind because they thought, oh, we need to really think how we can utilize this AI into our process. If they waited, they're regretting right now. So many of our industry partners are already saying this is essential for their work.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know if they were, after people graduate, if they're potentially looking at scouting, potential graduates to come work for them or stuff like that.
We are in a transition mode. People are changing these days. People are trying to identify what the role of this new role is. So we are, I would say, very exciting moment because we are building those futures, I would say. So our student, I believe, these students will be one of the core person in those process. Any other questions? Again, my name is Jake Lee. I'm the Department Chair of Computer Science. If you have a specific question about one of these 10, you can shoot me an email. If you want to know more about this domain, I'll get you connected with other other domain experts as well. But I can be the main contact person to talk about the AI plus X. Thank you very much for coming today. I hope that you learned something. Again, snow is not there, so we're all good. Have a nice day today.